Good afternoon, everyone. I know it's a difficult task for speakers, to stand here post-lunch, but we'll try our best. Deck itself seems to be very plain, black and white, right?
Yeah.
Was there any reason why you didn't use AI for this?
I mean, we are talking about AI so much. I thought that we actually rejected all the recommendation to make this deck better. We just wanted to do it the plain old traditional way, right? So you will see some animations. Hopefully they are there the way we put it. Let's see what it gives us.
Sure. Enterprises are investing heavily on AI, but the question is, are they able to extract the ROI, which they intend to, right? So that's where we are here to talk about taming using the AI. Rahul, do you really think you can tame AI?
Oh, that's a good question. I think, with everything what we have said, each one of us who has presented before us, and I'm quite sure anyone who presents after us, that's what we are trying to do, right? We are trying to tell AI how you can be more relevant, how you can actually add more value, and that's the job we all have here, right? That's the reason if we look at this particular topic or the way we have captured it, the idea is simple. Can we do it? We are already doing it. How we do it and what is important is coming next.
Do you think AI can really solve problems, or it creates more troubles?
That's a good thing. So it did create a lot of trouble, and it keeps on creating trouble. That's where we learn. And that's the reason I keep on saying, when we talk about AI, it's not about we learning. Sometimes it's learning from us, but sometimes we are learning from our mistakes more than we should be. And I think that's where, a couple of examples which we are going to talk about come into picture. That will say a lot about whether, it's a bigger trouble or not. But then we will take it to a closure by saying that how we are taming it, right? So, one of the important things here is that lawyers in New York, there was a very, very simple case. Someone got injured in a flight, and they filed for compensation. And one of the biggest law firm in New York said that, hey, it's a piece of cake, we will do it. The only mistake they did is, they actually asked two of the new joinees to file the motion. What did the two new joinees do? What everyone else is doing today. They went to ChatGPT, they told it what exactly they needed. The only challenge was, they believed everything what they are going to get is real, right? So they just went ahead and quoted a non-existence case. So there was a fictionary case which was created by ChatGPT, which said that how exactly you can win this case. They filed the motion, and what was the result? The motion was dismissed by the judge on the demand of the lawyer on the other side by saying that it's on the false notion. Do you know any other examples?
Yeah, I know a company called Zillow, who's a real estate marketplace, who wanted to be in the space of estimating the household prices, right? And they didn't stop there. They started procuring, they believed their AI model so much, they started procuring and saving it, assuming that, it is going to yield them a good returns in future, right? And did you know what happened next?
Yes, absolutely. In my case, these lawyers were fined for $5,000, and their law firm was banned for a while and fined $5,000. What happened in your case?
In my case, Zillow lost 818 million, and also they had to shrink their resources by 25%.
All right, what does it mean?
So hallucinations.
Absolutely. So to avoid hallucination, what is required is contextualization. So that's the reason we have been saying that, can we tame AI mind? Yes. What is the way to do it is through contextual engineering or contextual ROI. How do we realize contextual ROI? That's all we are going to talk about next. Just a disclaimer, we prepared all these animations for 12 minutes. Now we have 7 minutes, so let's try to move faster.
Sure.
All right.
All right. So AI has become more like a gym membership, right? So people just buy it, and they put some data, and they think it can do a magic. But what is contextual engineering?
When we talk about contextual engineering, we just need to understand it in a very simple way. If I ask you a question, I need to go to Delhi. You will give me an answer. Okay, take a flight, take a train. No, that's not what context means. The next thing, if you want to be contextual truly, and that's how you need to work with your AI systems, is ask, Why do you want to go to Delhi? What is your purpose of going to Delhi? Because the more you ask the question, you will understand, oh, I have just 1,000 rupees. Flight is not an option for you. Okay, maybe 1,000 rupees. You can't even go by train if you want to go through in an AC. So what should I do? Maybe you can walk to this place, go to a station and all those things. So the more context you bring, what happens? You add more value. You add more aspects of reducing hallucination and making the AI more relevant. That's where we call it, it's going towards taming the AI mind.
Great. All right. So let's probably quickly look into the tech stack, right? How could we reduce this hallucination and how could we make it more context friendly, right? So we have this RAG, which is more, a semantic based structuring of the data. It just not only extracts, what you're asking for, but it contextualizes, what you have been asking for, right? So say, for example, I always, used to ask my dad, I want my bike during college days, and used to deny it. Now, after knowing this contextual engineering, I know that the question I should be asking is, if I have a bike, I can go to college early and I can learn and score more marks. Then probably my dad would have agreed, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think as we go, I just want to cover these things quickly. So when we talk about learning is nothing but like constantly telling it what is better, what is not better, and that's where fine-tuning comes into picture. What about interaction? How would you define interaction?
Yeah, sure. So when it comes to the interaction part, the prompt orchestration and chain of thought design, right? It is not just asking, let's say, if I want to open a cafe near an IT company, the ChatGPT or any LLM would say, yes. But with the context, the prompt should be actually asking us, okay, so how many competitors are near the IT companies, who's already running the cafe? What are the kind of profile, is it a BPO kind of a setup where their CTCs are much lower than, compared to AI-based companies who can probably come to a luxury office. So this context would actually improve in terms of, giving better results.
I think, towards the end, I would just like to say, as everyone before us said, and probably anyone who comes after us will say, when we talk about feedback, SMEs and human in loop is definitely one of the important things. So let's just quickly cover what happens when you have the right context in place. When we talk about right context in place, Harvey.ai, it's also a law firm and it has created a product. What it does is that it will just take that law product, sell it to smaller law firms because they have contextualized it using all the aspects of engineering we just talked about. They use RAG ecosystem to bring everything together, index it so that it doesn't hallucinate. It doesn't go on a spree of creating new own cases which doesn't exist. It is constrained model and it is giving more ROI. So here ROI, if we just talk about, it's not about actual gains, but it's more about how we can reduce number of hours, right?
All right, that's great. Thank you. I think we just want to leave some thoughts, while you are going back. That was the whole point. You want to go to the next one?
Absolutely. I just skipped one slide because we had one more thing, but due to time constraints, we just wanted to make sure that we leave you with certain questions. If we believe that if those questions are being asked right in the beginning, that can actually allude to a better AI project in any way. The first question.
Yeah. How can your AI implementations be more effective?
The second is, are you using AI role plays to define the project context? So we saw one of the examples earlier, but when you go to the next one,
is AI in your organization really driving values or results, or is you are just ticking the box?
So I think this is something which we all need to understand and think a lot. Like a lot of our initiatives are because someone asked us, we have budget and we want to do something. If that's how you're using AI, in my experience, what I am seeing is that's where the ROI is not something you will be able to define or defend at a point, right?
All right. And also, are you adopting AI to stay competitive, or you are there because it is yielding you ROI? Just leave this thought with you folks. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.